Please be seated. A voice from heaven came, "You are my beloved. With you I am well pleased." Do you have a favorite love song? So mine is "Let's Stay Together," Al Green. That's the top of my personal chart. So that tells you something about how old I am. You know, you can all put all that together. But these are songs that wherever and whenever we hear them, we get connected to another time and place. We get flooded, right, with memories, and generally pleasant ones. That's why we call them love songs. Pleasant memories of those we loved, or maybe those who sang them to us. One of the favorite things Todd and I liked to do with our children was to sing to them. It was a ritual, part of our getting up and part of our going to sleep. They were our love songs. Not Al Green so much, but things like, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray." Or, "I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck," right? So we weren't trained to sing, obviously. We just sang. We just sang what was on our hearts, and that was our love for our kids. And to our children, singing was calming and soothing and intimate, and it was a real sign of our love for them. And it was such an easy thing to do, to sing those love songs when they were small. And then they grew up, and our life moved on, and our love songs alone didn't always say what we needed them to say, or at least I didn't think so. And we had to find other ways together to send love, to speak love, to share love. But the importance of those love songs never wavered. On this Sunday, once again, we hear God's voice, the voice of love come down. God's love song to God's people. God's love song to us. Every year on this Sunday, we hear a version of the baptism of Jesus in the Jordan River by John the Baptizer. Now, the versions in the gospel are very similar. There is water, there is John, there is a willing Jesus, and then there is a voice. The voice of God embracing Christ, calling him beloved. The love of God for all humanity is shown in the baptism of Jesus. The revelation repeated again for us is of Jesus called by God in love and sent forth in love to love the world. Jesus began his ministry in love, and love was his song to everyone who would listen. That baptism in the River Jordan is our love song too. Every year on this Sunday, we are reminded of our own baptisms, of our own belovedness, of our own sweet call to love. Because there is water here. We all shared in that, right? We did. There are promises. We all spoke them. There is a call in that. There is a renewal of a covenant, very simply put, to love. And as beloved, we commit to sing that same song, that same unwavering love song. It's really the only call that we're given. The love God gives us freely, unbidden, we return freely and unbidden. To reveal in our lives, as God reveals to us, love. We are called to look for it, to listen for it, to tune into it, and to sing the love song that God has placed in our hearts. We are connected again today to the ancient ritual of pouring water and promising to love, reminded of our connection to what was, what is, and what will be. to Jesus' baptism long ago and to Hannah Rose's baptism today. The promises we make to God and to each other, to love each other, to support each other, to carry God's love to the ends of the earth, all while remembering the melody of God's love song. It is at the very heart of our faith to know that God calls us beloved and woos us again with a song. So then, affirmed in God's love, we renew our commitment to love. We get to practice here these words and actions and what it means to be called by God and to love all others. But all of our practices need to be worked out, lived out, not here, but out there in the world. Just as Jesus left the Jordan River and began his ministry of love, we too must go out. We must go out knowing we are beloved. We go out as beloved, carrying the love that is in each of us. We go out taking the love we know comes from God to the world who so desperately needs it. We go out as a sign and symbol, as a very real presence of that love. We go out singing God's love song. If we do that, as we said, with God's help. The songs that Todd and I sang to our children were the outward and visible sign of our love for them. It was how we said good night and good morning. It surrounded their lives and brought comfort and constancy and trust. In the church, our love song sounds just like baptism and brings the same abiding sense of comfort and connection. It is the voice of God saying, "You are my beloved. You, and you, and you, and you." As I said this morning, even Jeremy, you. You. Over and over and over. Unbidden, unearned, free and clear. The love we hear spoken and sung here sustains us to share that love with the world, to hear the voice of love and to be the voice of love. Really, this is our only job. Sure, I know some of you are lawyers and doctors and Indian chiefs, but our most important job is to love abundantly, lavishly, scandalously even, just in that very same way that we are loved. So we practice that here, loving here, and we live it out there. We prepare ourselves here with words and ritual, and we prepare ourselves to go out and sing God's eternal, forever love songs, the same ones God sings to us. We do that in our homes and on the street, at school or at work. We practice here. We practice hearing the voice of God calling us beloved, so we may go and share these love songs. You are my beloved. In you I am well pleased. Amen.